All right, so let me know what you think about this. I'm going to talk about this real quick topic here, because I was thinking about like what happened here, and I really was shocked. Like when we were watching the stream, and I mentioned this, right? If you were in the stream, you'd know the first thing that I called out was like, I mean, they gave us a event trailer. They gave us a trailer for Meliodas and Elizabeth flying around, but they never gave us a story trailer, right? Because they always cut out a great segment of the story and kind of provide that to you in the live stream. Sadly, this stream didn't have that. I was wondering. We later got the patch notes, and that confirmed my theory. They did not give you a chapter in this story, which first off is a very good thing. Think about that now. Though I know you're mad and it's like, oh, my content is out the way, realize they theoretically just extended the story, whether it be them being lazy and forcing a story not to release at this point, being they also delayed it, obviously they delayed it, right? But, or postponed it, or pushed it back, whatever you want to say, whatever wording you feel comfortable with. The truth is they delayed it. It was supposed to launch with every festival. It's been a very long time since they've done this, right? Where they haven't launched it, or sometimes they release a half story, which is like a very small segment of the story, which they break down later into 2 or 3 parts. But this time, they clearly did not release anything. It's been a very long time since then. The only other time really was the delay of the Ragnarok story, right? But for a festival, it was wild, correct? We don't really see delays when it comes to stories being festivals. Yes, Ragnarok was its own thing. We're not going to count that because that's separate, right? You also see like OC story. What happened there? That thing's dead as hell. I don't even know what happened to OC story, but is this OC story? This is OC story, right? I haven't played on this JP account yet, but OC story you clearly saw. Is this OC? Yeah, this is OC story. But you clearly saw that this got also kind of destroyed. It still hasn't released the second chapter. I still have on my global account 30 gems that are waiting to be claimed because they choose not to release a chapter. But again, it got delayed. Now, is that an issue? Is that a good thing? I wanted to talk about that because it does open up a window to allow a character to now actually release. It also opens up a window to give you time, a little bit more time to enjoy with the 7 Deadly Sins story before they go and kick off for Koa. I am still under a huge amount of copium, and my comments keep on ringing the bell telling me to come back to reality, telling me it's not going to change when 4 Koa releases. I am still in that copium that I hope when 4 Koa does launch, and that does happen, that like the game does return back to that like earlier state. Maybe some double banners here and there, maybe some new SRR characters, maybe some like big updates where it's like content based, story based, long updates, stuff like that, to kind of give like a real revive to the game. Though again, my comments continuously tell me that I'm full of it and that it's never going to happen. I want to cope and I want to say that that does happen, but as time has progressed, it slowly has become the case that updates have been feeling really dead, and I do hope that this is just a plan before the the calm before the storm. But my copium is coming to a close soon, right? We'll find out well, now it's delayed, right? We would have said end of the year. Now we could easily go into like the February festival or further, correct? They said 2024 would launch it, but never went in 2024. So keep that in mind. So I hopped over here to kind of prove my point. If you want to check this out, this was the actual first patch notes of the year when it comes to a festival unit. This was Mael, and as you clearly see, Mael brought you the Chapter 26 update. We then went over here to Bond, which is the festival right after. That festival being also the thing that brought you 27. Now after that, this festival here, which was the Demon King, correct? Because I'm not going to count Hell, technically. Hell was after Demon King. I'm not going to count that though. Was there another festival here? Am I missing? It was Bond and the Demon King, right? Was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. So let's go with it. If I got it wrong, whoops. 28 was that over here, so another chapter. Now you go into Elizabeth, not counting Hell. Hell was again a theoretically delayed chapter into her update. That was a Ragnarok chapter. I'm not going to count it because I don't trust it, being like they delayed that for whatever reason. But this one, no delay mentioned, correct? They literally told you in dev notes that we delayed it. Here, they didn't even say they delayed it. It's just they initially didn't, I guess, plan to even release you one. But as you see over here, the first thing is new costume, when usually the first thing is supposed to be a chapter update. Again, that being 27, that being 26, and that being 28 in the other updates. So they clearly just didn't have one ready, or they just didn't want to release one. And again, you have to realize we're really closing into the end of the game where it's like 2 to 3 chapters and that's it, correct? My comments are extending to the aspect saying like there's easily 4, which I doubt. I'd say like 3 maybe, but I would really think that they can easily squeeze everything down into 2 chapters and release it that way. And I will say that most likely we will see a chapter. I'm guessing during the New Year's festival. Otherwise, it makes no freaking sense. And I hope that they don't just do a jumbo chapter where they just end off the story with that. I'm hoping that that's not the case, right? Which it could be, right? People are speculating that they just do a jumbo chapter, like a massive chapter, completing everything in just that one little thing. But it doesn't make sense. I feel like it's going to be way too rushed because you do have the Chaos arc. You do have to finish off the current arc, right? Because this literally left you on like a cliffhanger, right? It was Escorner's final part where that entire sequence has to be there. And it would be so wrong to rush everything into one chapter. Like if it's like perfectly timed into one chapter, fine, but I don't see it happening. I definitely see that end of year will be the final Escanor sequence and then the start to the Chaos chapter. And then if they want to, they can extend the Chaos chapter into 1 or 2 chapters. But I don't think anything beyond that. I definitely think people saying 4 chapters is outrageous. I do not expect that one bit. But again, remember, that means that Forkoa can't start. Officially, Forkoa cannot start until this chapter ends because that's what they kind of said, right? In a way. The only thing that I really hope is this year they don't can this thing, like this entire thing here, where they say, you know what, we're not gonna do a New Year's video because of how bad people reacted to our last one. Remember, they said a lot of fake promises in a way here. It was full of BS all over the place, but we're not gonna count that. But over here, we believe that it was important to carry the emotions and storytelling from the anime to 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. They say it somewhere here when they were trying to get to the point of what they're going to do. In 2023, we hope to deliver a high-quality story that our adventures can be satisfied with. What does it have, or the game have in store for 2023? It's about showing the final chapter of the anime. So you think like it's going to end, right? So I'm still curious if they do squeeze everything out in that last chapter, being the New Year's chapter. I am hoping that that's not the case. Or they could really pull a fast one and say the Chaos arc more so continues into Forkoa and do like a full-on rip-off that, where they start Forkoa while Chaos, the arc starts, right? And kind of do it like that. Again, don't know if that's the best idea, but definitely they clearly say it. They kind of want this to be the final year for, again, the chapter, right? Making it, this is all about the final chapter. That's it. This is all about it. Finish it off. But again, who knows, right? Many of the stuff in this video was pure cap. They also wanted to give 7 Catastrophes their full-blown story, which you saw. How much of the catastrophes really came out as a story? You had one chapter, not even a mini event, which they talked about, right? We're going to have more mini events and whatnot. None of that actually happened, right? I'm also really curious about this. We're now at the end of the story. We wanted to tell through the game. And I know that many adventurers are concerned about the future of the game. Let's see, in particular, with the reveal of 7DS Origin at the last G-Star event, they go on to say something important here. I think they may be concerned. Yeah, we're definitely concerned, bro. As far for the game, it's based on a completed IP. We are continuously thinking about... Give it a second. They're probably going to bring it up. We do not want the story of 7 Deadly Sins to end. Hence why, again, OC characters do exist and do sort of, you know, continue onwards with that. But remember also, like, I'm shocked that they would throw away a cash cow. Grand Cross is a cash cow. They're making $8 million a month, still releasing, you know, whatever it is. Not the best of stuff this year, but they still managed to do $8 million a month, which is nuts, right? But they do say, please look forward to like new adventures from them. Did we really see stuff outside of Ragnarok and whatnot? We really didn't, right? So I'm curious of what they all planned here. But yeah, this is the part that I'm exactly referring to. 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross is progressing through the final chapter, and by the end of 2023, we're planning to update all the chapters of the original 7 Deadly Sins story. So I wonder, is that still their plan? Are they going to end the story as it says here, right? To go into Forkoa. That's what they want to do, right? Is that still their plan? I don't know. I can't really give you an answer, but I can tell you for certain they said it in here. They literally said that was their plan. Whether or not they stick to that plan and execute that plan, I don't know. They also said that we're gonna prepare like a ton of Ragnarok stories and a ton of OC stories. And what happened? Did you really get anything? You got one OC story, never got continued. You got 2 Ragnarok chapters this entire year, which to me is mind-blowing. No collab stories or anything, so really they weren't like cooking a huge amount with the story aspects of it. Realize that now, and not giving us one for this Fez shocks me, unless they really do plan to like end it with like a big update. Like it has to be, you have to realize how massive that chapter has to be. There is so much to fit into it. Or they just say the Chaos arc will start for Koa and do it that way, and like the end of the 7 Deadly Sins is defeating the Demon King, which is that really the end of it though? I don't know how they're gonna approach those things, but I guess it's not the end of Chaos Arthur. Theoretically, you could get a Chaos Arthur then, and then an updated one like the Forkoa middle part, I guess. I don't know, bro. It's a very sort of weird thing, but that was their original plan. Whether they've changed that or not, I can't confirm. Correct? That's just the situation you're in. So do what you will with all of that information. Do what you will with all of that stuff there. But yeah, I mean, overall, it is. Yeah, I don't know. Given they delayed this one, and maybe this was their whole plan, it could mean that they just didn't plan to end it anymore just yet. They're gonna give it more time with the story, or they do plan to end it. It's just, you know, a big update. I don't know, man. It's a very iffy thing. So let me know what your thought process is. Let me know what you think about all this down below. With that really being it, I'll just end the video here because I don't have an answer for you, but I do want to share this because it was very awkward. We didn't get a chapter. Very shocking for me, as every update this year had a chapter. So randomly not getting one, it's kind of weird, but hey, let me know what you think.